Okay, so I'm basically testing my site to see if it's working correctly. I have a folder of these videos here. Now, I don't know if someone has seen these videos or they went into my computer by, you know, how they share the computer sites when it comes to videos. But at this point in time, I'm trying to basically make a video on my YouTube section on illegal and legal retaliation. And basically, I'm trying to just make sure I can pull up everything and upload these videos. But since I'm testing, I wanted to also put a question out there and see how it sounds to individuals, because certain individuals will take the negative side instead of the positive side. So here's basically here's the question. The question is that, do you think that organizations are helping us in our horrible, messed up system, or are they basically hurting us? Now, here's why I'm asking. I'm asking because we have individuals like myself. I have been basically fighting the injustice system for 8 years. Now, I have put in the correct documents. I have put in the complaints by the chain of command, by going through the AGC, by going through the Judge Tenet Commission, by going through the Civil Rights Department, by going through the correct chain of command. But because I have no backing, which is this is what I'm talking about with the organizations, and because I'm doing it individual as a proceed, and I have all the correct documents and the correct procedures to put it in, it is not being processed as a serious matter. And we have a lot of things that's going on in our system today where we have organizations that is basically going through the media in their organization to get progress. And here's why I think it is a horrible sometimes idea to go through just an organization to straighten out a system in your community or your township or your state, because we're not actually teaching the individuals how to put in the complaints, how to go through the procedures of the chain of command, what documents need to be used, what individuals are of different systematic systems, who is the administrators, who are the individuals responsible and accountable for the complaints and for any other documents that you would put through asking for a result. But an organization first takes it in front of media, and then they proceed to put in their documentations, which basically is complaints, the same thing you would be putting in. If we're in a court of law, it would be motions, the same thing you would put in if you're working or if you're acting on the behalf of a proceed. A proceed is a person who represents themselves. So you're doing the exact thing, but you're not getting the response that you should be getting from a system that we call ours. And we call these individual industries a part of our lives, who supposed to make decisions over our lives. The same results that an organization would get. And I think that basically that is hurting the individual, regardless of the individual is a person of color or Caucasian or white person or minority. I think it's really hurting us as an individual complainer because they're not in our systems today taking it serious when you put in serious complaints against different things that occur in our communities, townships, or counties. They take it more serious if you have an organization or a big name or a leadership role. And I think that is preposterous. I mean, that's not correct. That's not right. And the reason why I think is or feel is not right is because when we create these systems, we created it for each and every individual. That if something goes wrong and you have no way of basically fixing it by talking to the individual or the company or the courts or whoever it is, you take it to the system. And our systematic system goes through an injustice system. It can go through, a negotiation or EEOC. It can go to the equal rights of civil rights violations. We have multitude of different systems that we must go through. And I understand that a lot of people don't know how to put, paperwork or documents through. And I sympathize with that because that should be a training process. And I understand the organizations who really want to make their name big and succeed at being a big, popular, strong organization. But that should not take the rights away from individuals who basically go to a system and put in documentations against someone that has violated their rights and get no results because they feel that they can cover it up, throw it away, forget about it because you're an individual. I think that's the way somewhat the organizations are hurting individuals. I think they should put process through of training programs of how to actually deal with our system. Because if we're actually just going to organizations and organizations putting in the documents, we don't really truly know the procedure of what documents is going where and to who, then how is that helping or fixing our system? That's giving the organization or the leadership or whoever, that individual who processed the documents to put through, the mentality of knowing what to do, but that's still not giving the consumer or the person who is complaining the opportunity to learn what to do on their own when the organization is not there. And I think that's one of the ways that we're failing in our system. How do you fix a system when you know nothing about a system? And I think we should do programs that will teach individuals not just about how to file an unemployment or how to file an application for a job or how to file individual documentations to receive fundings. I think we also should teach individuals how to deal with our most difficult systems, which is our justice system. What a motion is, what a complaint should do, how a complaint should proceed through this system that we put it through. Who's responsible? Who's accountable for the complaint? where should the complaint end up and what result it should end up with to resolve the issue that you complained about. This is something we're not teaching the individuals.